Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the top proto-metal hard rockin' albums that I have in my collection. These are just some really great heavy hard rock records from the early 70s and stuff like that. Before we get into it, if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Let's start this video off with a bang. Bang. Self-titled, this is an absolutely killer hard rock record. There's a huge amount of Black Sabbath influence on this record. You can really hear that. Yeah, this band's from Philadelphia, I believe. Just killer hard rock. And I also picked up their second album this year, Bang, Mother/Bow to the King. This one's a little more polished, but it's still raw and heavy rock. It's great. Highly recommend both of these records. Can't make a heavy proto-metal video without Sabbath. I was only going to show one Sabbath because I'd show all of them. This is like a minty German Vertigo that I picked up when I went to Europe like a couple of years back. Yeah, this is a gorgeous copy, and I could not pass this up. But yeah, pretty sweet copy of Paranoid. You know, Black Sabbath just doing their final show and stuff. Really one of my favorite bands, and absolutely one of the most influential bands of all time. Just so important in the world of music. Another really important band, another really important album. Blue Cheer, Vincebus Eruptum. If you go on like heavy metal lists, a lot of them list this as the first metal record, and I don't know if I'd say that, but this is absolutely killer. I mean, it's a very out there psychedelic blues heaviness thing. Yeah, tons of blues influence on here, but they just took it to a different level. And I remember reading that something about they just kept taking acid until their music sounded like this. They do thank Owsley on the back, who is the well-known scientist from the time. But yeah, this album took maybe a little bit getting used to for me, but it is an absolutely amazing psychedelic hard rock record. This one might be even a little better to me, honestly. Outside, Inside. It's got a cool trifold cover that I don't know if I'll take it all the way out, but this is just a killer hard rock record. I mean, the track off of here to listen to for me is Babylon. Just killer. I mean, this is such an early example of this proto-metal, heavy, hard rockin' type stuff, and it's just really incredible. Absolutely love this record. This next record was going to be in my psychedelic list of like top 5-star albums that I made a couple videos back, but I didn't put it on there for whatever reason, but I figured it could be here. Bubble Puppy, A Gathering of Promises. This has its softer psych moments, but it opens up right out of the gate with Hot Smokin' Sassafras. There's heavy guitars and songs like I've Got to Reach You. Lonely, which is the B-side to Hot Smokin' Sassafras, is Smokin'. That's a smokin' track. Yeah. Side 2, maybe Elizabeth is the only heavy song, but still, this is one of my favorite albums that I have in my collection. I absolutely love this album. It's just a fantastic mix of that sort of mellow psychedelic greatness and that heavy hard rock stuff. Wonderful. This is one I got into very early on, recommended from Noble Records, of course. Cactus. Yeah, it just right out of the gate with Parchment Farm. Unbelievable sound on that song. I mean, I can't imagine seeing that live. You know, Cactus opened up for Led Zeppelin on their early U.S. tours, and a I've seen some reviews where people say they almost blew him out of the water. But I can imagine with a song like Parchment Farm, and then there's, oh goodness, Brother Bill, Can't Judge a Book by the Cover, Let Me Swim. It's just absolutely a smoking hard rock record, like crazy good. Yeah, and this one is not overly expensive. Like, you can get a copy of this for under 20 bucks. And it's just fantastic. Actually, I met Carmen Apis, who's the drummer from Cactus. And he's a cool dude, and I figure I should always tell that story. This next one is just one of the most essential records I think should be in every collection. Captain Beyond. Very much on the proggy side of this hard rock type stuff, but just heavy hitting greatness. I mean, this is the songwriting on here is fantastic. The way that the tracks flow together is like out of this world. This is really a whole album experience, and it's just incredible. Damnation, the second Damnation. This record is heavier than the first one by a lot. I think the first one's more of like a psych thing. It's got that hard rock kind of feel to it, but this one has got that heavy proto-metal stuff. I remember when I got this copy and I put it on, I was not expecting it to be as heavy as it was. Absolutely killer. I mean, with a cover like that, like, come on. The River is Back to the River, amazing. Driver, the whole album is just fantastic. I mean, this is just an incredible example of proto-metal, and yeah, way heavier than the first one, but an absolutely lovely album. This next one is my top find of the year so far. Dragonfly, 1968. Unbelievable. Just the track Blue Monday, just absolutely smoking. This is an original US press on this Megaphone label. But just killer album. I mean, not a bad second on here. Great version of Hoochie Coochie Man. To Be Free, Miles Away. It gets out there in the psychedelic realm, but it also is just hard hitting, heavy, bluesy greatness. And this pressing sounds absolutely phenomenal. It just like explodes out of the speakers. Absolutely, definitely my top find of the year so far. Incredible, unbelievable that I own a copy of this, to me. But yeah, fantastic. This next one is a stone cold classic. Dust, Heart Attack. Yeah, there's no way I could pass up this being in this video. This is one of the early represses. I'd love to have an original, but just comes right out of the gate with Pull Away so many times. There is some absolutely gorgeous tracks on here. Just beautiful arrangements and songwriting. And then there's like killer punch you in the face tracks like Suicide, which is just absolutely amazing. But then, you know, before Suicide is How Many Horses, like this beautiful song. Yeah, Dust is really a fantastic group, and I would love to upgrade to an original copy of this. Yeah, this is absolutely essential. I mean, come on. This next one, again, just killer, essential music. Fraction Moonblood. I know the opinion on this record is a little bit mixed. And I guess I can see how you don't like it, but this is just like the heaviest of the proto-metal. I mean, it is just like, it's like Black Sabbath and the Doors combined, which is, I know that's how a lot of people describe them, but that's like what it is. It's just unbelievable. Original pressings go for like, you know, thousands of dollars. So I've been patiently awaiting a reissue, and this one came out last year. Absolutely killer. This one's a bit of a left field pick, I feel, but I've never heard this album talked about in this way. Free Tons of Sobs. Man, if you listen to this, it's very much blues based again, but they are just down and dirty, and it's so heavy. I mean, even especially for the time, you've got like uh, Worry, Walk in My Shadow, uh, great version of The Hunter, just fantastic tracks. This is the debut album by Free, and yeah, it's so heavy and it's so great. I mean, this is just a fantastic record. I highly recommend if you're into the proto-metal stuff and you kind of skipped over Free, give this record a listen. It is killer. Frigid Pink, Defrosted. It's a bit of a hard cover to get on the light, right? But yeah, way heavier than the first one. Again, I mean, the first one's got some great proto-metal tracks, but this one is just dirty again. It's got the song Black Lace is what it opens up with. Um, it's just so heavy. I was not expecting it to be like this heavy when I put it on. Again, like one of those situations. Um, yeah, Frigid Pink was extremely popular in Detroit, I believe, their local area, but not really anywhere else. I mean, they had a hit song with House of the Rising Sun, which is a great heavy version of that. Um, yeah, I highly recommend seeking out at least the first two Frigid Pink records. They're absolutely killer, and this one is fantastic. This next one is, again, one of my favorite records that I have. High Tide Sea Shanties. I looked for this for years, and I finally got a really good deal on one off of eBay. It is unbelievable that this record came out in 1969. When you drop the needle on Feudalist Lament, you'd think like, oh, this has like a heavy Sabbath influence, like, um, they were inspired by that, but this came out before the first Sabbath record, which is just crazy to me. I mean, it's possible that they played together in clubs and stuff, but if you hear that riff, it's just amazing. I mean, this is really an unbelievable record. It gets a lot more sort of proggy as it goes on, I'd say. There's electric violin on this album, which is super interesting for the proto-metal sort of genre. But yeah, unbelievably great band and a fantastic album. This next one is another one I don't really see getting talked about in like the proto-metal sphere. JD Blackfoot, The Ultimate Prophecy. I don't ever really play side one of this record. Side one's kind of got this like country rock type feel. I think I listened to it once, but I play side two of this album all of the time. The Ultimate Prophecy half, what the album's like named after. Um, it is just this crazy, out there, progressive, psychedelic hard rock proto metal thing. All the buzzwords. But yeah, it just opens up with he screams, "This is the Ultimate Prophecy," and then the drums kick in and the guitars come in, and it's like, whoa, it completely knocks you out of your seat from listening to the first half of it. But yeah, you got songs like Death's Finale and Cycles, Pink Sun. It's so good. I mean, just the whole side flows as like one track or like three separate sections, depending on how you kind of view it. I kind of view it as one song. It's so good. It's like mind blowing. I highly, highly recommend if you've never heard this album. Skip the first half, go straight to side two. Yeah, fantastic record. This next one's a record that I would love to upgrade to an original. JPT Scare Band, Acetate Excursion is the one that I played the most. This is a compilation that has their first two albums, but yeah, this is unbelievable. Again, this was recorded in 1974. It wasn't released till the 90s, and usually I'm not a huge fan of like archived music, but this just is just a face melter is how it's described. This record has like a huge amount of Hendrix influence, that kind of wah-wah, distorted jam type thing. Very long songs. There's only 4 songs on the Acetate Excursion record. But yeah, the guitar player on this is just out of this world. He's incredible. It really, really is unbelievable, the music that's coming out of your speakers when you play this. I couldn't make this list without including this record, because this is one that my brain just automatically goes to when I think of heavy music. King Crimson Red. This is a Japanese press. Pretty sick. This is a very heavy King Crimson record. I mean, it's not really like anything else they put out, but it's got songs like Fallen Angel. Oh my goodness. Like, don't even get me started. This is just up there with my favorite King Crimson records. And yeah, it's just so heavy. This and Lark's Tongues and Aspic, heavy greatness. I mean, really. Again, very much on the prog side. Obviously, it's King Crimson. But they really embrace this heavy sound with this. Love it. This next one is a classic record that I haven't thrown on the turntable in a very long time, but I think it's long overdue for another play. Lucifer's Friend. This is killer, as you all know. German-based band, opens up with Ride the Sky. You get a little bit of heavy metal French horn, which is wonderful. But yeah, I absolutely love this cover art. I think this is like a very ahead of its time design. But this is the OG US press, which came out a few years later than the UK, I believe, on Billingsgate Records. Very clean copy, but yeah, I mean, just essential Proto-Metal. Again, it's on everyone's list. It's really, really a fantastic record. Next one, a little more talked about. This next one is a little more talked about as like a proto-punk type record, but I absolutely lump it in with the heavy stuff. MC5, Kick Out the Jams. It's an original US uncensored copy. Yeah, just a crazy record. Kicks off with Ramblin Rose, fantastic track. And of course, Kick Out the Jams. Yeah, this record is so ahead of its time. It's unbelievable. But fantastic stuff. Love it. Essential in the hard rock, proto-metal, proto-punk type realm. This next one is a little bit more in the psychedelic realm, but still a hard rockin' album. Morgan. Again, I feel like this is sort of a left field pick for proto-metal. But if you listen to the track, Welcome to the Void, the opener, that is one of my favorite psychedelic songs of all time. I mean, this record should have been in my 5-star video, along with a few others. I'll probably make a part 2 to that eventually. But yeah, this record gets pretty out there, but it has this underlying heaviness to it that I just love, and especially right out of the gates with Welcome to the Void. Unbelievable stuff. Love to upgrade to an original copy of this too. They're getting more and more expensive every day, but I'll probably have one eventually. That's sort of the mindset I keep with these rare and expensive records, but I'm totally fine with the reissue for now. Sir Lord Baltimore, Kingdom Come. This is another one that's just so unbelievably ahead of its time. It has this it's just so heavy. Like, it's crazy. I believe this came out in 1970 or 1971. This was the first album ever described as heavy metal by some music reviewer in a magazine. Yeah, absolutely essential in the genre. It's so heavy. It's really just a crazy record. And we'll cap off this video with more proto-punk stuff. The Stooges. Yeah, this is not an original. This is like a 80s or late 70s French free press or something. Sounds great. When you hear the opening guitar on I Wanna Be Your Dog, it's just like punches you in the face. It's like mind-blowing. This unbelievable tone that is just so metal. you know, so punk, so metal, just fantastic. Yeah, this album, again, I know included more in a proto punk sort of thing, and it's more in that direction, I guess, but uh, really down and dirty heavy. Can't talk about that without talking about Funhouse. Yeah, another just absolutely down and dirty heavy record. I think this one aligns more with proto metal. It's just so heavy. Uh, got songs like TVI, Dirt, uh, 1970s, a crazy track. Again, this is a repress. This is like a Canadian 70s press that, again, just sounds fantastic. Yeah, so that'll be about it for this stack of proto metal stuff. Definitely a lot of albums that I missed. Definitely a lot of albums that I still need to add to my collection. Uh, so recommend me some proto metal stuff in the comments, and recommend me some video ideas of like lists I can make with albums from my collection. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.